Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are talking about one of the most addictive young adult thrillers of recent years, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. If you've been on BookTok, BookTube, or even just browsing the bestseller lists, you've probably heard about this book. It's part of a trilogy, and honestly, it's the kind of story that pulls you in right from the very first page. Now, before we dive in, here's how this video will work. First, I'll give you a spoiler-free section, so if you haven't read the book yet, you can still enjoy the beginning of this review without worrying. Then, I'll give you a clear spoiler warning before moving into the detailed breakdown, where we'll go through the big twists, the shocking ending, and all my personal thoughts. Finally, I'll wrap things up with themes, character arcs, and why this book has had such a huge impact. So, grab a drink, maybe even a notebook if you like true crime-style investigation vibes. Because today we're solving a murder case. Together, let's start with the basics. A Good Girl's Guide to Murder was published in 2019 and is Holly Jackson's debut novel. Pretty impressive, right? Your very first book becomes a global sensation. It went on to be the first book in a trilogy, followed by Good Girl, Bad Blood, and As Good as Dead. The premise: 5 years before the story begins, a girl named Andie disappeared. Everyone in their small town of Little Kilton believes that Sal Singh, her boyfriend, killed her. The police closed the case. The town moved on. But Pip, our main character, isn't convinced. She's a high school student working on her senior project, and she decides to investigate this so-called solved case. What starts as a simple school project turns into something much bigger, much darker, and much more dangerous. This book is basically a mix of Veronica Mars' Serial the Podcast and a Netflix true crime documentary, all packaged inside a YA novel. Okay, let's keep it spoiler-free for now. First up, the writing style. Holly Jackson keeps things so fresh and fast-paced. She doesn't just give you traditional chapters. She mixes in transcripts, text messages, Pip's project notes, interview logs. It feels like you're working the case alongside her. Pip's character is one of the strongest parts of this book. She's smart, determined, but also relatable. She's not a perfect detective. She makes mistakes, she gets scared, and that makes her so much more real. Then there's the pacing. Honestly, every chapter ends in a way that makes you go, okay, just one more. Before you know it, it's 2 a.m., and you're 150 pages deep. Who is this book for? If you like true crime, if you love murder mysteries, if you've ever binged Pretty Little Liars or How to Get Away with Murder, this book is going to scratch that itch. And the themes, they're much deeper than you expect from a YA thriller. It's about assumptions, stereotypes, the way society treats people based on race or reputation. It's about how the truth isn't always as clean and simple as we want it to be. So, spoiler-free verdict. This book is a 10/10 must-read for anyone who loves a page-turner. But if you have read it, or if you're okay with spoilers, let's move on to the fun part, the investigation. Spoiler warning, spoiler warning, spoiler warning. If you haven't read A Good Girl's Guide to Murder yet, pause this video now, go read the book, and then come back. Because from here on out, I'm diving into all the major reveals. Case setup. So we start with the town believing Sal Singh killed Andie. Case closed. But Pip starts interviewing people, looking into old evidence, and immediately we realize something doesn't add up. She discovers hidden text messages, inconsistencies in witness stories, and suddenly the case begins to unravel. Red herrings. Max Hastings gives shady, creepy, manipulative. Naomi, Pip's friend's sister, gives connection with Andie. The secret drug-dealing ring gives Ravi Singh's involvement. Sal's phone evidence shows he couldn't have done it. Pip and Ravi uncover how Andie wasn't who everyone thought she was. Multiple characters had motives. And then bam, the big twist. Mr. Ward, a trusted adult in Pip's life, turns out to be the killer. The betrayal stings, because Holly Jackson built him up as this safe figure. He represents how sometimes the most dangerous people are the ones you'd least suspect, the ones hiding in plain sight. Sal Singh's name was ruined, and he was innocent all along. The Singh family's pain was ignored by the town. Pip is nearly destroyed physically and emotionally by what she This part of the book had me literally holding my breath. I don't know about you, but the second I realized where it was heading, my jaw actually dropped. Let's break down some of the deeper themes in this book. Truth versus assumption. Everyone assumed Sal was guilty because it was easier. This mirrors how real cases in the world often get mishandled: race and prejudice. Sal, as a young man of color in a small town, was unfairly judged. Holly Jackson doesn't shy away from showing how bias shapes narratives. Power and abuse. From Mr. Ward abusing his authority to Max Hastings exploiting girls, the story highlights how power can corrupt friendship and loyalty. Pip's relationships are tested. Who can she trust? How far should she go? This is why the book isn't just a fun mystery. It's a commentary on society, wrapped in a YA package. So, final thoughts? A Good Girl's Guide to Murder is more than just a whodunit. It's a sharp, gripping, emotional story that shows how dangerous assumptions can be, and how important it is to keep questioning the truth. Holly Jackson gave us a main character who's determined, vulnerable, and brave, and a story that's impossible to forget. Now, I want to hear from you. Did you guess who the killer was before the reveal? Or were you completely shocked? And if you made it this far into the video, thank you. You're the real MVP. Drop a detective emoji in the comments. So, I know my fellow investigators stayed with me until the end. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss my review of the sequel. Good Girl, Bad Blood. Trust me, it's going to be just as wild.